I was just out for a walk along the pier in Hatterslev between meetings to freshen my mind and think. And I've been studying a lot about AI lately on LinkedIn Learning, and of course AI is a huge thing in the world today. And I noticed so many people fear AI and speak constantly about fear of what's it going to do to employment, to work, to jobs, positions, etc. Different industries and business that will be hugely affected. And I was contemplating this and then walking down here, and at the end of the pier, I happened to overlook XE Yachts, a Danish-based local company here that produces highly innovative, luxurious sports yachts, sailing boats, yachts, right? And I couldn't help thinking, haha, exactly, that's the point, isn't it? Because back in 1870, when the steamship took over from sailing boats and basically retired all the big sailing boats, I think everybody would say, oh, it's going to destroy the whole business. There's not going to be a sailing boat left. Everybody's going to go steam, and later on, everybody's going to go diesel, and etc. But the reality is that every time something new, a new innovation comes around, we're always immediately as human beings afraid of the consequences because we fear change. We don't really like change. But when we look back in history, every new innovation, no matter how groundbreaking, from the wheel to the airplane to the car, whatever, it has always brought more business, more work, more opportunities, right? And like behind me now here on the marina, there are so many private boats. And I guarantee you there are more private-owned boats today than there were back in the 1870s. And today they're for leisure. In those days, a boat was for what? Work, fishing, commercial transport, passenger transport, etc. There were very, very few people who owned a boat merely for the pleasure of owning a boat, right? Today we do. Lots of people do, right? Denmark is basically a seafaring nation. It's in the Viking heritage kind of a thing. But people love sailing. And the invention of the steam engine in 1870 did not mean the end of sailboats. It did not mean the end of normal boats, and even the coming of the diesel. And now the electric engines still haven't outfaced the pleasure people associate with sailboats, right? And it's the same with AI. AI will bring a lot of changes in innovation and speed, and a lot of tasks will be automated and easier. But around everything, there will be innovation. There will be new opportunities, and fantastic amount of opportunities, things we can't even foresee. I mean, 30% of the jobs we have today didn't exist 30 years ago. It's the same thing. It's like the majority of things we do today did not exist 30 years ago, did not exist 100 years ago, right? So, like the combine in farming, and everybody thought, oh, there's going to be no more farming, no more workers. But there are still people working in the green sector. There's still lots of work in the green and the garden sector and the tree pruning. And these things haven't gone away. They have merely changed. And I would end by saying that since the beginning of time, someone had been claiming it's the end of time. And there are always these naysayers, people who have inherent fears for the future because they're so habitual creatures that they fear change. But the only constant in the universe is change. And I would say, as I have said, it's been the end of times since the beginning of times. And from the beginning of time, those people who have claimed it will be the end of time have always been wrong. So I want you to think about that. They have always been wrong. All the doomsday prophecies that has been going on from religion or science or people in general through the whole human history, they have always had one thing in common. They were all wrong. And they will still be wrong. So lighten up, look at the opportunities, innovate, optimize, go forward with leadership, courageous leadership. embrace life.